Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video I'd like to talk to you about how I'm pruning this nice young oak tree. And yeah, again, it's a young tree, probably only in between 15 and 20 years old. But it's approaching 30 feet tall. It's about 26 feet tall or so, I think. I measured it. So here, let's get a better look at it. So here it is from a different perspective. You can see it's quite a healthy tree. Yeah, you can see there's a shed right there. And there's a pathway right there. Got the lilac shrubs right there. So I need to, this tree needs to be pruned so that the limbs aren't going down too low and getting in the way of stuff. Going towards the shed. So yeah, I've pruned this tree a few times. I've cut off a few branches. You can see a branch that was taken off right in the middle there, and another cut right there on that branch. I'm being careful not to take too much off this tree at once, because you see, you should never take off more than 1/4 of a tree's total foliage in 1 year. Yeah, so I'm doing, I guess you could say I'm pruning it slowly. And what that basically means is I'm not pruning it all at once. I'm taking off a little bit at a time. So last year, again, I took off a little bit, took off that branch, end of that branch. And then this year, I took off the ends of that lower branch right there, as I showed earlier. And I could take off a bunch of the lower branches on this tree, and that would exceed the 1/4 percentage, and it would not be good for the tree. So as time goes on, I'm just going to gradually take more branches off the lower part of the tree to keep this area clear. And another thing is I don't want to wait too long, because of course the branches are going to grow into things like the walkway and the shed. And another thing is, it's better to take off branches when they're smaller, because the bigger the wound the smaller the wound you leave on the tree, the better. The quicker that wound is going to heal. So I'm going to be taking off this big branch next year, and I could wait like a decade and then take it off then. But the thing is, it'd be a big branch, and it'd be a lot harder to cut off. It'd be a lot harder to cut off. And it would create a much bigger wound on the trunk of the tree, and that big wound could cause decay. Occasionally you might give it what you could call a quote-unquote rest year. That's basically where I don't prune the tree much or at all. And then other years I'm going to prune the tree a bit more, like I did last year. But overall the tree is, it's doing really well. It's got a good structure. Nice horizontal branches, a nice straight trunk. And the horizontal branches, by the way, those are strong. Those are the kinds of branches you want. Now, this biggest lower branch right here, that's what's called a tight union, because you can see it's kind of in the shape of a V. It's coming out from the trunk at like this angle here. You can see it's kind of pressing against the trunk there. And those, again, I call those tight unions, and those are weak points on the tree that tear off easily. I've seen many trees with tight unions like those, except much bigger, with just torn off, big holes left in the trunk. The horizontal branches, again, are much stronger, and those are the kinds you want. So yeah, I'm pruning this tree. Not only a little bit, I'm also pruning it for structure a bit too. Because if I see another one of those tight union branches like I just showed you on that tree, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to take it off. But, yeah. And again, I don't want to take off too much off this tree, because, these are live branches we're talking about, and those are important to the tree. You don't want to take off too many of those. Yeah. I'm no arborist, by the way. I just picked up some knowledge. But, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you later.